Hello, this is Chun Bernard. As we journey through life, don't you think that life is a mystery? When I look around me, I believe that we are here to seek answers and decipher the life mystery of questions we have. There seems to be two lives we are living. One is the physical life, which we encounter and see every day. It is concrete and we can understand it with our basic senses. The other life is a supernatural life, one that is not of this earth, which is hidden within the physical form. And you have to truly ponder and think hard to understand and discover it. Why do we need to seek hard this second form of life which we have? This quest arises when we ask if there is more to this life which we have, and what happens after death. The concept of what happens after death is ambiguous. However, to help understand this, you need to know there must be an inner life. To help you grasp the idea of an inner life or an immortal spirit, notice that we have a natural instinct to survive. There is without a doubt that regardless of where and how we were born, we want to survive. Using the comparison, if we are thrown into deep waters, we naturally fight to rise up and out of the water to catch a gasp of air to keep alive. This makes us realize that we have an inbuilt automaticity when it comes to survival. We do not question our disposition before we struggle and fight to live. We naturally fight to live once life is threatened. We desire to live. It is automatic. On another side of our reasoning, if we are fixed onto the physical form we are in, we will focus on the things that we can see. We will remain with the idea that we are born of a man and a woman, and that this occurred randomly, that this life is a fixed cycle where we are born and eventually die, and we cease to exist after we die. In our search for the supernatural, if you give careful thought to life, note that we instinctively know that we have to do whatever it takes to survive. We have an inbuilt desire or mechanism to survive. We have a supernatural instinct to live. It appears that we are programmed or designed with a desire to live. I believe that if we are born and then we die, and this being the end of life as we know, we would not care that life would be meaningless. It would not matter to us that life would be catastrophic if it ends this way, dead. It would not matter that we would not even be in oblivion. We would accept that we would be dead. We would accept that we would no longer be in existence. We would not have the intuition to look for a life beyond this earthly life. Intuition is a force which comes from the inner supernatural form within us. Yes, we have a deep-seated intuition which persuades us to believe that there is more to this life which we have here. Test yourself to see if you recognize that the world is more than just its physical form. You can find an answer just by looking around nature. There are the planets, sun, stars, and the moon. They appear to contribute to the aesthetics of our universe. Why do we marvel at the rising and setting sun, the full moon rising over the horizon? How is it that they are so precise in their movements, influencing the days and the nights and the seasons? How do they stay in space, spinning throughout time without colliding? They do convey a power of infinite magnitude. Also, doesn't it seem peculiar that there are only living creatures on Earth and not on other planets? When Earth can easily sustain so many variety or species of land animals, water creatures and flying birds, what about the bugs? We cannot even get rid of the annoying mosquitoes and other parasites like virus and bacteria. How is it they are not out there on the other planets? What do all these other creatures have to do with us and this thriving life on this Earth, which is the only planet which we know that sustains life forms? Look carefully. Are they not telling us all these things that we see? That life is not random. What about the good that people do versus the bad? Why do people lead countries to fight raging violent wars that kill thousands and even millions of people? What carnage! Why do we call these people wicked, who have no regards for others? But look, what about the good brought about by people who nurture and educate and bring about other skillful people to give us a better world? These are intelligent, creative people who contribute to the engineering of transportation, communication, and power generation to sustain the activities for making a better world. How about the farmers and their knowledge in provision of foods for our sustenance? Think critically. Why are we born? Are we being placed onto this earth? When we explore and look at nature and the people in this world, there is an intuitive understanding that points out that there is more to life here on earth than what we can see. There has to be a critical force out there that is life-giving and sustaining, that has brought about our existence. Because there is the presence of this critical force, it suggests that life does not cease after our physical death. It makes good sense that life is also not random when we recognize that there is objective good and bad out there. There is a purpose for life, and we are here to work out this purpose. Presently, if you don't look closely at life, it seems difficult to understand there is more to the physical existence we see. This is because it appears that the critical force does not seem to confront us, at least not directly, to work out this phenomenon of good versus evil. But deep within, we are being prodded. There is an intuition, a spirit source, which is whispering to us to choose between good and bad, or evil as we may call it. There are two forces that are competing for mankind to take sides. Wherever you are, do you find yourself choosing to work with the critical force for good, or do you slack toward the bad or evil? Don't sleepwalk through your life. You need to work with your inner spirit, which is your life force, and it is generated by an external critical force which sustains your existence. And note that this external critical force is God, and your inner spirit is also known as your soul.